These are the 10 things that I always make sure to pack on my long day hikes. There's one thing that I never actually pack that I should do, and everyone tells me that I should, but I don't. I'll get to that at the end. This video is not going to be polished, but it is going to be quick and fast. Head torch. I always bring a head torch because you never know what's going to happen, especially if you're in the hills. This is a non-negotiable for me. Always make sure I pack a head torch when I go hiking, because sometimes you get stuck in the hills, you get a bit lost, whatever. Time gets away with you. You're having such a good time, and before you know it, it's going dark and you need to get back down to your car or whatever. So always make sure you've got a torch with you. What's next in the old box of tricks? Electrolytes. I never used to bother with them, but on my longer hikes, especially when it's nice weather and when you're doing 10, 15, 20, 25 miles a day, these come in very handy. If you don't have these, eventually, if you push it and push it and push it, you'll start to get dehydrated. Not only do they properly hydrate you because they replace the salts and minerals that you lose through sweat, they actually help with muscle cramps. And if you really, really push it, especially in the hills with a lot of incline, you start to get muscle cramps, and that's no good. It's a dangerous place to be. So for a few quid, in Tesco's, I think these were electrolytes. This is Science in Sport brand. If anyone's got any experience with them, let me know. I like these, they taste good. Do they do the job? Don't know, I'm not an electrolyte scientist, so seem to. If anyone's got any electrolytes they like, yeah, hit me up in the old comments. Especially on a day like this. Bug spray. This is for flying insects, multiple mosquitoes and biting insects. Yeah, I mean, this year, everyone seems to be talking about ticks, don't they? So this will help with that. Oh, he's walking in long grass. You're gonna get ticks. It'll also help with horse flies and mosquitoes and stuff. And I'm already getting bitten now because I'm in the woods, but yeah, do not forget that if you're walking through grasses and walking at night in dusk and dawn and mosquitoes and midges and all that stuff, yeah, for the sake of 50 milliliters, it's so super light, that'll really help you. All right, so this is something that I never used to bring on my walks, but now I always do. This is again a non-negotiable for me. It's a sit pad. I brought this didn't bring it from anywhere, I brought it from home. I bought it from Decathlon. How much was it? 7 quid, I don't know, but you can get these from Go Outdoors for a few quid. If you're going camping as well, it's nice to put outside your tent, a little platform for your feet as well. It's really handy. On days like today, I don't care. I'll sit on something like this or sit on a rock, sit on the grass even, I don't care. You're gonna get ticks. So yeah, I just put this down and it just, yeah, helps. On wet days, it comes in very, very handy. For the sake of a few quid, weighs nothing, yeah, get yourself one. This next one on a day like today does sound mad, but it's for general day hikes I'm talking about, not for flipping heat wave that we've got at the minute. Pack something warm. It can be a different world on the top of a hill, a summit, so you never know what the temperature's going to be like. Quite often it's a down jacket, but something like this, it'll do the job. I think this is about 30 quid from Sports Direct. I've had it for years. This has done me really well. Carrymore is not the sexiest brand. If you are on a hill or whatever and you get injured, you do tend to lose a lot of your core temperature, yeah, so yeah, this will come in very handy for that. I mean, this is especially crazy in a heat wave, but yeah. Rain jacket. You never know if it's going to rain. Once you get wet, you start to get cold, and it's just things get miserable very fast. So for the sake of what's that? Something so tiny. This is a rab one, but anything will do that's actually waterproof. Stick in your pack. A waterproof jacket. Now, hydration is really important. I'm not going to talk about food, I'm not going to talk about water, but it was just in my bag, so I will mention it. I love these water bladders. Fill them up, stick them out your bag, and you've got 2 litres ready to go. You don't have to worry about putting your rucksack down or finding your water bottle or whatever. I've never really figured out a way to dry it out properly, instead of, you know, sticking your hand in there, and some of them you can't even fit your hand in there. But I've got a little hack for that. These are boxing glove dryers. If anyone out there does a bit of boxing, you'll know that your hands get really sweaty after you've been using boxing gloves. So these are to put inside boxing gloves. Guess what? They work. See, they've got holes in them. They work in that. So what I do, put that in there. This is a few quid from Decathlon. Stick them in that, and that'll dry out in no time. It's been a nice little hack for me because I always hated having to dry out these things. That's why it kind of put me off using them, to be honest. But now, just use a little boxing glove dryer, and in a day, that'll be dry. Navigation. Now, you don't want to be getting lost. So I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to having a map and compass. Funnily enough, I didn't even carry a map or a compass on the Cumbria Way because A, I kind of knew where I was at all times, and B, it's well signposted, and C, I had the maps on my phone and my watch, so I was well covered, to be honest, and I never really got lost. I did get lost, but that was my fault. It wasn't the lack of navigation systems. So first of all, I use OS maps. I bloody love OS maps. Harvey maps are equally fantastic, maybe better in their own ways as well. And then obviously pair that with, this is not my proper compass, this is a crappy Caramore compass, probably does the job. If you rely on your phone for navigation and you lose that phone when you're up on a hill, what are you going to do? You can always rely on that, and if you lose that, then you can use your phone. But always good to have a backup. I like to have 3 ways of navigating. I put a GPX file on my watch, I have maps on my phone, and I have that as a backup. I might not even get that out on a hike, but it's always good to know that you've got it. And if you're a bit of a nerd like me, it's good to know what everything around you is called. And I find maps interesting, but then again, I'm sad. Depending on how long your walk is, or how much you're drinking, or how hot it is that day, eventually you will run out of water. So that's why it's always good to carry a backup, and this is a water filter. So obviously if you can find a water source, fill it up, and then it filters it and you can drink it, and it's probably going to be safe. Now, you wouldn't put this down flipping any old river. You want to make sure it's nice and high up still, because sheep and cows can crap in it or die in it or whatever. So be careful where you still use it, but it's always good to have as a backup. So I know if I'm going camping or whatever, as long as I've got that, I should be all right. Has anyone used that particular water filter? Let me know. There's that bee-free one that was suggested to me, and that wasn't available on Amazon, so I bought this instead. This is a life straw, obviously, but so far it's been decent. So yeah, let me know. I always make sure to have a power bank because I rely on my phone so much. My wife will kill me if I don't get in touch with her, so I always make sure I've got a full battery on my phone and a backup. That will charge my phone multiple times. So yeah, always make sure you've got a power bank. You can get lighter ones if you're only going out for the day, but it's good to, you might as well just get a bigger one, because then you've got it for days. So when I said I always make sure to pack certain things, not entirely true. I was looking for some sun cream. It's 8:20 at night and I'm in the shade. I don't need sun cream now. But if I'm going on long day hikes and it's the chance of being sunny, you can get battered and you won't even know it. So yeah, always make sure to bring sun cream, because it's 2026, who cares about having a tan? I'm 42 and getting wrinkly anyway, so the last thing I need is to get sunburnt and get more wrinkly. So yeah, sun cream, factor 50 if you can. If you can, you obviously can, just buy factor 50. If you've watched a few of my videos, you know I get plagued by blisters. So yeah, Leuco tape. This is particularly good for them. It sticks to your feet even when your feet get wet, and this doesn't come off. So moleskin tape is decent for blisters, but moleskin tape can come off. So this is called Leuco tape, and it's very sticky and very good for blisters. Before I go out, I cover my feet in this stuff, and 9 times out of 10 it works. When I go on really long hikes, especially the hikes that I seem to film for this channel, I always seem to get blisters, but on most of my walks, the walks that I don't actually film for this channel, my feet are fine, and that's partly down to Leuco tape. Now when it comes to food and water, I mean, that's up to you, personal preference. Pack more than you need, that's all my advice will be. But there is something that you should pack, and I should pack, and everyone will be shouting at the screen because I've not mentioned it, and that is, of course, a first aid kit. Now, why don't I take a first aid kit? If I got seriously injured, there's nothing in a first aid kit that I could use to help me. Maybe I could make a sling out of something, but there is one thing actually, antiseptic wipes. They could have come in handy when I cut my foot in Red Tarn. I just stepped in barefooted. Oh, I just stood on a rock. It could have been a broken bottle for all I know, but it was just a sharp rock. Could have done with an antiseptic wipe then. Maybe a few plasters, but yeah, let me know what is in first aid kits that warrants you taking them on your hikes. And don't be mistaken, I'm not new to hiking. I've hiked hundreds and hundreds of hills. I've been hiking for years and years and years. I've covered thousands of miles in all conditions, from harsh winter to strong summers like this. And I've never needed one, but that doesn't mean that I won't ever need one. So yeah, I'll be honest, I'll probably start taking a first aid kit in the future, but yeah, let me know why I should do that. I am fully expecting people to have a go at me and say, oh, you haven't mentioned this, or you should be bringing this on your day hikes. Listen, I'm all ears. Send me your suggestions, because It's an ever-evolving process. I don't think you can ever master hiking. It's a continual learning process. It's one of the reasons why I love it as well. If there's any bits of kit that I should be bringing, let me know. I'm all ears. Yeah, cheers. People that have subscribed to my channel because they like my long hiking videos where I go on missions up in the lakes or whatever. Don't worry, there are a few coming. I've just been really busy with work, so these small scale videos will have to do, but yeah, they are definitely coming. Some big hikes and some wild camping are planned soon. Cheers.